Welcome back, trainers, and as Ultra League does come to an end here, we do have today, we're going to be taking a look at Drifblim here. Really like this thing, and not only a Drifblim, but it is going to be XL. As you can see the IVs, it is going to be a 98 shiny. I go plus this thing, I can't believe it. Pretty crazy, a while back. So I decided to just invest in it. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If you decide to make an XL Drifblim by some reason, you're definitely going to want to go with something with lower attack to maximize using those XL candies and getting the most potential out of it. I just went ahead and went with this. It landed on 2,500. I don't care. And I'll win the mirror match, I guess, if we go up against another one here. We're going to be teaming it up with two other XL Pokemon, XL Umbreon, another very expensive thing to make, as well as Talonflame XL. So we got a triple XL team here, folks. Let's get it. And with that said, I hope everybody had a great Rayquaza raid time, found some shinies, got some XL candies or regular candies, did what you got to do. And I did a ton. If you didn't see my last video, go check it out. We were able to actually max one out to level 50, a Rayquaza. Now, let's get into the commentary here. How do I like Drifblim? It's amazing. It really is a fantastic Pokemon. It shuts down certain Pokemon, fighting types. If they don't have, I don't know, Rock Slide, like, say, Machamp. But since you're going to be Ghost and Flying, you have a massive resistance to fighting. So, you know, they're going to be sitting there using counter, and it's basically doing nothing. With that said, I loved this combination. It worked out fantastic. And now we can go ahead and get into this commentary here. All right, so we're up against the Clefable. So, as I say, let's get into the commentary. Now, just a little bit more of an explanation here. It's pretty self-explanatory. As you can see, this team laid out to help each other. The Umbreon weak to Charm and fighting. And that's where the Drifblim comes in handy, resisting fighting massively. And then you also have Talonflame resisting fighting and Charm. So that's going to be a very handy thing. All right, now let's get into this. And we're up against a Dragonite here. A little bit of lag, a Shadow Dragonite. And you never know what's going on here, right? Now, I'm going to tell you, when you see your opponent stop attacking, we've talked about this before, just keep attacking. Unfortunately, it's GBL. You never know if they're stopped. Just because you see them physically stop doesn't mean they're not actually getting quick moves through, okay? So just a little heads up. It's a broken system of Go Battle League. So we're taking down that Dragonite quite comfortably because of the lag. Okay, I'll straight up admit that. They're coming in with Machamp. Now, the plus side for them is they're going to be able to farm the heck out of us. And we're going to go ahead and swap because we don't want Machamp getting too much energy. If we do, then it's going to be a pretty bad scene for us. So they're going to be swapping into a Glade here. This is also going to be okay. It doesn't really matter. It's like more likely they're going to take us out with Confusions at this point. Yeah, exactly. Farming us down. We have 2 shields left. Now, the good thing is we have Talonflame here, which is going to be able to resist both the Leaf Blade and the Close Combat. Close Combat is still going to do some decent damage. It's just what it is, and I expected that. We're going to shield that up here. This is going to be basically a win here if we just get this Talonflame through this battle. There goes another Close Combat. I didn't mind letting that one go through here, since we are going to be vamping up our attack so heavily, taking them out. They still have 1 shield. In comes Machamp. We need to worry about a Rock Slide, almost like Cross Chop, to be honest with you, is going to pretty much do it here. And we're getting that last one through. We have 1 more shield left. This is very close. Umbreon can't do anything for us here. We could catch, but we're going to be able to farm down with Incinerate. Fantastic. Let's keep it moving here. And we're going to be leading with Umbreon the entire time. Met with a Shadow Exeggutor. Oh boy, we love that. They're swapping into a XL Stunfisk Galarian. So we're going to go ahead and go right into our Drifblim here. If you're thinking, well, what are you doing, Poke? Why would you go Drifblim and not just maybe stay Umbreon? Well, the reason why we don't go Talonflame is because of Rock Slide. 1 shot. Drifblim's going to be able to take these Rock Slides and lower the attack while doing decent damage with Icy Wind. And those quick moves on it, the Galarian Stunfisk, they're not doing nothing. They're going to be forced to throw. So what we're going to do is dramatically lower the attack here. Bring it as low as we can. I think we may shield up here. All right, no, we're letting it go down. We're going to come in here with Talonflame and farm. That's right. But they're going to be swapping into Lapras, and we're going to go right into our Umbreon. Okay. So there you go. Looking good. So we're going to just go ahead and start throwing foul plays. We've talked about this before, and you may know this yourself, but Umbreon XL, my gosh, if you do not have a Charm or Fighter, I'm not going to say GG's for the other opponent, but it's going to be a very tough uphill battle. This thing is just disgusting. Look at that Skull Bash. It just brushed it off like nothing. Oh, you raised your defense? I don't care. Jeez, man. It's so crazy. But anyways, let's just keep trucking on here. This is a Surf for sure. We're going to let it go through. Now, what they could do is shield and then farm us down and win that swap. Let's see if they want to do that here. Yep, they do. Okay, fine. So we're going to go ahead and swap ourselves so they can't get too much farm. Knowing that there's an Exeggutor in the back, we've pretty much looking pretty good here. A Surf from a Shadow Lapras is not going to be appreciated. And we also need to get this Galarian Stunfisk out of here. One Rock Slide, GG's. We do have 2 shields left. Can we farm it down? Oh, I get a little too nervous. I'm thinking, these Incinerates registrations for damage are too slow. Let's just take it out. We have 1 shield left. We should be able to farm this thing down. I don't think they have 2 Surfs. And bingo bango, another farm down with Incinerate, Talonflame. Let's keep it moving here and see what we're going to be met with in Galvantula. So this is very interesting because it's super effective to my entire team. So this Umbreon really needs to hold down the line here and do as much damage as we can. We could go Talonflame after this with a ton of damage with Incinerate because it's super effective to that bug typing, but also taking super effective right back from the Volt Switch. And if they decide to get off a lunge, or if they have energy, or not a lunge, a discharge, is not looking great. Same with the Drifblim, also weak to electric, so we need to figure this out here. They're bringing us down dangerously low, and we're getting to another foul play. This is fantastic. Now watch this. I think this is the one. Swapping. Goodbye, Galvantula with a ton of energy. They were probably a little annoyed because they were managing energy quite well, and they had some ready to go. So we're taking them out. In comes the Swampert. We're going to go for Brave Bird, getting their last shield here, and we need to... I think the switch clock wasn't ready yet, so we're just going to have to pull this through. Oh, yeah, it's still way going. They swap into a Skarmy, and I'm like, oh, hello there. So we have lowered our defense because we went Brave Bird. They're unfortunately able to get to a charge move here, not able to farm down. As much as I would have loved to shield that, it's not necessary. We're just going to go in here with the Drifblim and do a little bit of farm down here. We still have a shield left. And we go for Shadow Ball. We're going to get staff from this. Going to do some decent damage. Oh, yeah. Decent is a little bit of an understatement there. Trying to catch a charge move. Getting a little fancy. Unfortunately, let them gain energy while doing that. But that's fine. And we're able to get to another Icy Wind here. They're really putting up a fight. I commend anybody who does that up until the bitter end. And good game. Especially when I took their Galvantula out with energy. That was enough to tilt somebody to just back out towards the end. So, yeah. So we walk by our TV here, and we have a bit of a disadvantage. So what was that all about? Basically, I have a smart TV, and if I go near it with my phone, I was doing something with Athena, and I wasn't paying attention. The phone accidentally went next to it and stopped me from tapping. So we are at a disadvantage here. Basically, we are getting a dose of, I wouldn't say our own medicine, but what happened to the other opponent. A few battles back with that Dragonite. So... what would have been a decent matchup for us is now not looking so great. They're definitely going to win this. So we're using a shield here to just kind of, I don't know, recover some of the damages done. This is a Dragon Claw for sure. Okay. Dragon Breath is going to start to wither us down, and they may potentially be able to farm us if they shield this. Letting it go. Okay, never mind. And, oh, never mind. It still turned out to be a decent matchup for us, even though we were not tapping for about a second and a half there. In comes the Lapras, and we're swapping into Talonflame. Honestly, it was just impulsive. I just got a little nervous. I was like, oh boy, here we go. Let's just swap into Talonflame. We're going to be able to absorb a Surf if we wanted to let one go through. I don't know. Actually, we will be now. A couple more Ice Shards. It's GG's. Yeah. And they have 2. So what are we going to do? Shield and go for another one? I think we have to, because it's also going to be doing a lot of damage to my Drifblim, that Lapras. So we're going to go ahead and put on the pressure here and bring it down very low. They're swapping. That works. Now they're going to go in here, and we are throwing in our Umbreon. You like that, folks? All kinds of switchy, swappy, wishy-washy. All right, so interesting. Going in with Talonflame, and they take us down, and I'm like, oh, boy, this is not good. We're going to have to farm this sucker down. Please hit me with a Surf. Yes, it is a Surf. Beautiful. Can we farm it? What's in the back? What do we got back here? A Venusaur. So we have a lot of energy. We're going to go ahead and lower that attack because, funny enough, yes, we are flying, but Frenzy Plant still does a ton of damage to Drifblim. Drifblim is not the tankiest Pokemon around. It has great typings to resist things, and it can take a hit for sure, but it's also kind of squishy. Or should I just reverse all that and say Frenzy Plant is just OP, right? So we're going to go for another Icy Wind here. Got a little close. Got a little close there. I maybe could have played that better. All right, so on to our next opponent here. Good game to our last one. And we're going to be met with a Venusaur. This is good for the Umbreon. I like this a lot, so we're just going to go ahead and stay here. Frenzy Plant is going to be doing a ton, as you're going to see here. But since it's not a Shadow, we don't really have to worry about that. It will be close though, so let's see how this plays out. Looks like they're going to be building up to 2 Frenzy Plants and hitting those back to back, just putting on the extra pressure. Or they might go for 1 and then retreat and have energy ready to go. Let's see what they decide to do, going for 1 and staying in the fight and going for another one. Never mind. And this one's going to be bringing us into the low red. Oh, that's not good. Or should I say medium red here. They're swapping to catch with the Clefable. Now, the reason why I didn't swap is because I'm just going to let them take me out. I don't want to get pop locked. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and go in here with Talonflame and start putting in some work. Now, the only thing we didn't need to really look out for is going to be Psychic, which has the potential to lower our defense and also do neutral damage to us. And unfortunately, this is what's going to happen here. So they're left with 1 HP. We're going to go ahead and shield up Psychic. Using our first shield, they still have 2. And we have a bunch of energy. They're bringing in Gyarados, and we're going for that Incineroar Flame Charge. We're getting a shield out of them. I guess that's pretty good here. This is definitely going to be an Aqua Tail. I need to call this. Do I shield? Why would I do such a thing, Poke? What are you doing? I don't know. I'm just trying to play this out here and try to win. Sometimes you just go in instinct mode. And you're like, crap, what am I doing? All right, so crunch, right? This is going to hurt. That's fine. And they're swapping into Venusaur. We're going to be able to take out that Venusaur with this Icy Wind. As much as I would have loved to farm a little extra, I didn't know how much energy they had ready to go. In comes the Gyarados. We're able to get to the Icy Wind. Oh my gosh. This is good. But it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. They're going to farm us down and have energy ready to go. The Umbreon or the Talonflame is just not going to be able to take an Aqua Tail. And we're going to be losing our battle. Good game. That was a good one. You got me there. Sometimes you just stumble and you don't really think about what you need to do in some of these battles. You got to be instantaneously when you think about them. All right, so we have a mirror match here. This is a very interesting one because it is actually going to be a little bit better than mine, seeing that I'm still 100 and completely maxed out at level 50. It's best buddy. Now, I don't know if theirs is a 100 or a lesser because it's not a 100% CP number with best buddy. Maybe they're still working on it. But nonetheless, we have a mirror match with 2 close CPs. Let's not get too, nitpicky here. So what's going to happen is last resort like crazy. When it comes down to the wire here, it's going to be a foul play. So I don't mind this battle. It's still going to involve some sort of strategy. You could catch at the very end, although it wouldn't be the best idea because you locked yourself and you're saving an Umbreon. That's going to take, a couple of quick move hits. So kind of pointless unless you're planning on catching with it later on. A charge move. So we're getting into the red first here. We do have energy ready to go. I believe they're a tad ahead of us on energy. They may have gotten a quick move or 2 throughout this whole process. So now we're going to go ahead and go for foul play. Let this tankiness shine through, surviving. And we're going to go ahead and get off ours. It's going to be a very close battle. I do believe this is double KO. Yep, double KO. All that for a double. So I'm thinking, what could be in the back? Definitely something that protects it from Charm and Fighting. So I just threw in my Talonflame, and they're going to be throwing in a Machamp regular at that. We still need to look out for Rock Slide. It's not like you're in the clear. Although Drifblim is going to be able to take a Rock Slide because it's not going to be double weak like Talonflame with its fire and flying. So we're going to go ahead and throw in our Drifblim here to just absorb that Rock Slide, and they have a Gengar in the back. This is getting a little bit interesting here, folks. Letting that Icy Wind go through. We have 2 shields left, and at this point I'm thinking, crap. All right, we're going to be able to pull this off. No problem. We got a Talonflame with healthy HP. We're going to go in here and just shield everything up. No problem at all. So here we go. We're going to shield up this Shadow Punch. Taking down that Gengar, still holding on to 1 shield and a bunch of energy here. In comes Machamp, and I do believe it does have energy as well built up behind it. Going for the Flame Charge. We just need to get to another Flame Charge, and we've won. Expecting a bait here, and there's that Cross Chop. They're building up to that Rock Slide, but we're able to get to our Flame Charge first, and this is absolutely going to KO. And we're taking the win again with the Talonflame at the end. As you can see, Drifblim, it's doing what it needs to do. It hasn't been like a super great showcase quite yet. It hasn't been doing horrible by any means, but it's going to have some more play you're going to see here. But it's still fun and great for this team combination. We're met with a Abomasnow here. Okay, all right, this is no problem. Although, don't underestimate it. It is going to be able to bring you down very low, and it's not like a comfortable, super easy win. They can still get you. I've seen several different strategies when going up against one of these Abomasnows. Sometimes they go for Weather Balls and then an Energy Ball at the end, which I actually found more efficient to take me out as opposed to going Energy Ball, Weather Ball. Okay, just a little tip there. Haven't really looked at the sims between them, So, yeah. Anyways, we're going to be swapping here into our Talonflame, trying to take out that Abomasnow after they've used the shield here. And they're going to be going into Charizard. We're going to let this go through, I think. Alright, so a Blast Burn. We're building up to almost 2 Brave Birds. We're going to go ahead and go for the first one here, hitting at excellent, barely. Able to farm it down, beautiful. And we have energy ready to go. They have 1 shield, bringing in the Togekiss, and now we're just going to go ahead and hit that Flame Charge here. And we have the Drifblim to handle that, but we can't swap, so we're just going to have to let this thing farm us down. We're still holding on to 2 shields here, so this is a decent position. Charms are going to start chunking away, but we're going to go ahead and lower that attack right away with that Icy Wind on the Drifblim here, and also do super effective damage, shielding up that Ancient Power. No boost from them, thank goodness. And they're going to try to swap into the Abomasnow there, but then it's a GG. Drifblim helping me take the win at the end, looking good. On to our next opponent here. We're going to be met with the Toxicroak, and this is pretty good. We're not swapping into Drifblim. We're going to go ahead and go into Talonflame. And then they're going to go ahead and go into their Lapras. We're going to go straight Brave Bird. If we get this through, we're looking peachy key. Oh, yeah. And that wasn't even an excellent. Gotta love it. So we can take a Surf here. It's just a matter of, can we survive the quick moves? Oh, never mind. Oh, boy. All right, so in comes the Umbreon here, and the Drifblim will absolutely shut down Toxicroak utterly. So what we're going to do here is something crazy. We're farming them down, and honestly, when I was doing this, I really would have liked to see my opponent's thought process or just hear what they'd had to say, like, this guy's actually farming us down with a Snarl. Is he mad? So yes, we're going to do that here. We've went beyond our energy, and we wasted. Why? Because we got a plan here. So they're revealing their last Pokemon, which is going to be a Togekiss. We're going to just start chipping away at this thing. As long as we can get through that, Toxicroak has nothing on Drifblim at all. Sludge Bomb is going to do decent damage, although it's resisted, but we're going to lower the attack, inevitably making it do less damage. Mud Bomb, obviously nothing, and Counter, super resisted because of the Ghost and Flying. So it just shuts it down. So going for an Ancient Power here, we're using a shield, and I'm farming this down here because, like we discussed, we don't need much health. We don't need to be worried about the Toxicroak. Hoping they let this go through. They have 1 shield left, and they do beautiful. And now we're going to go ahead and hit that Icy Wind to lower its attack. And we're going to get a shield out of them because, well, it's going to die if they don't. Or should I say faint? All right, so now we will shield. Okay, we're getting a little low. Sludge Bomb will take us out. But they're baiting with a Mud Bomb. It doesn't really matter at this point because they're shieldless. And Drifblim helping us take the win, coming in clutch for us. Thank you very much. And let's keep it going here. Good game. On to our next opponent. What is it going to be this time? A Toxicroak again. Wow, that's very interesting. We're going to go ahead and do that same song and dance. Swapping into our Talonflame. And they're going into a Lapras again. Wow. Are they going to let the Brave Bird go through this time? Nope, we're getting a shield out of them. Almost thought this was the same battle for a second. I thought I put it in twice, but I remembered I had just a coincidence of 2 people using the same thing back to back. So we're going to let that go down. So this is being played out a little bit differently because they did shield up that Brave Bird right off the bat. So that's fine. We're going to go ahead and go in here with the Umbreon, and obviously we're not farming down. I'm just going to go ahead and start throwing these foul plays and bring it as low as we can here. So they are going to be using Ice Beam and Surf. We don't need to look out for that Skull Bash. And we're going to let everything go through. They're going to be swapping back into Toxicroak, and I was waiting for that. Going to go right back into our Drifblim here, and we're set. We are looking beautiful. Sludge Bomb, take a look. Doing some decent damage, but really not too much. Counters, absolutely nothing. Going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball here. Absolutely not going to get a shield out of them. Why would they do that? Letting it go down, taking them out, and we also have energy ready to go, and 2 shields left, and some healthy HP. They're going to be bringing in Snorlax. Wow. This is going to start getting pretty awesome. A lot of back and forth and strategy here. So the Lick super effective, Body Slam not very effective, and Superpower obviously not very effective. Earthquake not very effective. Outrage, yes, but I doubt they have it. So we're going to go ahead and swap into our Umbreon here. Now what I wanted them to do was go for Superpower, but they're retreating with energy. Very, very well played there. So we're going to really have to start thinking about this. Bringing in that Lapras, letting it go through. We still have 2 shields. What am I doing? What am I holding on to those shields for? Better start to use them. Our opponent has 0. So I do believe we let this, or we shield this. And now the Lick on the Snorlax is not going to do much. What they're going to have to do is they can throw a Body Slam, which is great because they're throwing their energy. They're not going to go Superpower because, well, they're going to lower their defense. They're just going to be vulnerable. But what we do is swap to catch. You like that? Yeah, and we're going to go ahead and go with that Icy Wind to lower their attack because that Lick is really adding up. No more shields left, And this is a GG. We're going to let this go through. Still not enough to take us out. And there they go. And then we're going to go ahead and go in with Umbreon, but they back out and don't even allow us to take out the Snorlax, and we take the win there. Looking good. I like it. Let's keep it moving here, folks. If you do enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Got a nice long 30-minute one here for you. And for the next battle, we're met with a Dragonite. Not even Shadow, so it's going to be taking a little bit more hits here. Let's get it. Going for that foul play. And again, with the Dragonites and the lag, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the Dragon Breath. Maybe it's just a visual on my end here. So they're really building up. And again, they have stopped. My goodness, Niantic. Alright, so they're going for a Hurricane. That's fine. We let it go through. Almost wanted to farm down, but that wasn't happening. We're just going to go ahead and throw this here. We don't need to even hit all those bubbles before they just take us out with Dragon Breath. In comes an Escavalier. Almost able to hit that foul play, but we're not able to. Going to go ahead and go in with Talonflame. They're bringing in a Gengar. We're going to go ahead and swap into our Drifblim here. And I was thinking, man, I've been in this situation on the Gengar's end. So, yeah, it's definitely going to outpace us, especially because it had energy going into this battle. So we're just going to go ahead and lower the attack here. Getting a shield out of them, first one. They're going to farm us down, which is fine. Their health is low enough for us to potentially take them out with just Incinerates here. And we're going to go ahead and shield this up. A Sludge Bomb, so good call on our end. And they back out. So, sure, that sounds good to me. Got a little bit of a black screen going on here just for confirmation. There you go. And we're taking the win there. Looking good. On to our next opponent here. And we're met with another Dragonite. Holy cow. Holy moly. Let's go. Don't mind the Dragonite leads. This time we got a Shadow on our hands here. And that was way too quick, so we could expect a Dragon Claw. Absolutely. So some people like to build up to Hurricane. Some people just like to go for Dragon Claws. If you're running a Shadow, I'm just going to tell you, if you keep going Dragon Claw, Dragon Breath, that's still good enough. You're going to be able to outpace it. Well, not outpace it, but you're going to really run it down into the ground, that Umbreon, if you want to use a shield. So they're getting to another charge move here. Now, bringing us down to a pretty low amount of health. Will we survive without shielding up? Do they want a double shield? Have they used a shield? Yes, they have. All right. So we knew exactly what we can take. They're coming in with a Gengar, which did not want to see the Umbreon, so very nice. We're going to go ahead and go Talonflame because we're doing so much damage with the quick moves. And the Gengar is going to be able to outpace the Drifblim. We don't want to really do that now. Going for the big move, Shadow Ball. So a good shield right there. Really good. Going to go ahead and go Flame Charge, vamping up our quick move damage, really tearing into that thing. They are shieldless at this point. I think we definitely want to shield this up. Baiting us with a Shadow Punch, and they're swapping into a Swampert. We're going to go ahead. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I can't believe I hit Flame Charge. We could have taken that thing out in one shot. What? All right, so we're swapping into Drifblim, into this Swampert Shadow here. And we're, what? Earthquake? Huh? I don't understand what's going on here, but okay. Taking them out, beautiful. But the Gengar is going to be loaded up here. Shadow Punch, we will be able to survive. It's going to be so close here. And then we should be able to take him out with Icy Wind. Drifblim, you are awesome. Thank you so much, buddy. And getting off this Icy Wind, taking out the Gengar, and taking the win. Let's keep it moving here. What are we going to see for the next battle? It is going to be a Swampert. This is fine. We don't mind this. It's not Shadow. Watch the spam. Well, just, I don't, man. It is so cheap, so let's go. It's building up a lot of energy here, so we're just going to see a ton of these Hydro Cannons just in a second. So there's one, just absorbing it like nothing, and two, and then I expect some more Hydro Cannons right after this, obviously. And they're bringing us into the yellow first because of the energy buildup that they did do. Going for the foul play, and they're swapping into a Snorlax here. So what I decided to do is just stay in this fight for a second, because Drifblim, not really wanting to see this here. And I was potentially trying to catch Superpower, although I don't think they would have thrown that so soon because they are so healthy. There's no point you do that later on unless there's a specific strategy in mind. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and shield up this Talonflame here. We did swap a little late. I don't know what I was thinking, but maybe we have something in mind here. We could have went with the Drifblim, but I honestly don't really like that matchup too much. The Lick is really doing a lot. Body Slam, Superpower, they're not, doing much to it at all. I guess we could have just keep Icy Winding it. But our quick move is also not really doing much. So I just go ahead and do this matchup here. They have two shields. They're bringing in that Swampert there. They're going to be forced to throw because their quick move's not really doing much here. Going to go ahead and let the Talonflame go down. And we're going to go ahead and go in here with the Umbreon and take out this Swampert and see what they have in the back. And see if the Drifblim is just going to shut it down or what. it is going to be an Escavalier, and this does shut it down. Absolutely. The only thing that's going to be able to hit it with a decent amount of HP is going to be Aerial Ace. There you go. And what we're going to do is go ahead and continuously lower the attack, and it's just going to gradually do you less and less and less and less. While the quick moves, as you can see, are just really doing nothing, as we've described. Having a Ghost and Flying type is going to be nice when you're dealing with those counter users. So, yeah, this is just a matter of time here. I really commend them again for staying in this fight. It does look like a pretty much loss here, but, you know, they're trying to see exactly how this plays out, and that's awesome. So they are able to bring us down into the red here as we do continue on with this battle, going for another Icy Wind, and they're still in the yellow, but they have no more shields left, and this is where we have come to an end in outpacing them, and we're going to be able to go for another one. Not quite taking them out, but then they back out there. So good game, and looking good. Drifblim really coming in clutch for us once in a while here, and this is going to be the final battle, folks. Let's see what we have going on up against this veteran here. So we have a Swampert, another Swampert lead. Okay, I do believe this opponent plays it a little differently. They just hit the Hydro Cannons as they do get them. Maybe built up a little energy there. Beyond one I didn't count, but doesn't matter. Going for that Hydro Cannon, fantastic. And all I know is I just need to take this thing out before Talonflame has some wiggle room and doesn't really have to worry about anything. Potentially, we'll have to see what they do have in the back. All right, getting to another Hydro Cannon here. Umbreon is just absolutely amazing, folks. I'm telling you. We already... I don't need to tell you. Right? You already know. We all know. All right, so going for another Hydro here. And this is where we're just simply going to outpace it. Looking great. Hitting the foul play. They're using a shield. Sounds good to me. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'll shield too. Do you want to double shield your Swampert? If you do, holy cow, that sounds good to me if you want to use your 2 shields right off the bat. Our Umbreon doesn't have much health to farm, so be my guest. Unless you're Glade. All right, so that's resisted, and that's going to get decent farm. So we need to take this thing out. We'll do some damage here. We're not going to swap. We're just going to let it farm because, well, Drifblim. This is fantastic. They're going to be swapping into an Abomasnow, which their Glade is going to also have energy built up. We need to remember that. Lowering the attack before we do swap into our Talonflame. Things just seem to be lining up perfectly. And we're going to resist everything that the Glade is going to be throwing at us regarding the charge moves, so we don't have to worry about that. While these Weather Balls are really not doing as much damage as they usually would because we lowered the attack. Fantastic. I think we will be able to be taken out by close combat, but they back out. And I lied. That was in the last battle. We have one more. All right. All right. Let's see. This is the final battle. And we have a horrible lead. Great. How are we going to play out of this? Going to go ahead and swap into Talonflame. They're going to be going into an Empoleon here. And actually, I think we might have even another battle. So... going for the Flame Charge, they're letting it go through. Beautiful. They can't let another one go through. They can't farm us down because we're able to get to another one here, forcing them to use a shield or let their Empoleon go down and then farm us. Looks like they're going to use a shield here. Very close battle. So I am going to go ahead and go in here with the Umbreon and farm down because we're going to simply be able to absorb all kinds of charge moves as long as they're not super effective, right? Looking good. And able to farm them down. Beautiful. And we have energy ready to go. 1-to-1 shields are coming back in here with Machamp. We're going to go ahead and throw the Last Resort here. Doing some nice damage to the regular Machamp. Swapping. And they have a Talonflame in the back here. So they're shieldless. This is very interesting. Why go Icy Wind? So we can reduce the damage immediately. That stuff is really hurting us. So we're just going to go ahead and use that shield. Or I mean, use that Icy Wind. Letting that Brave Bird go through. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Alright, so we're able to take them out. Fantastic. That counter is so resisted like we discussed. We got to simply shield this up. Can we take this Machamp out? Going for the bait. Icy Wind. Is it going to be enough? This is getting pretty close here. Drifblim showing its true colors for us at the end. Love it. Coming in with the Umbreon here. And going... what in the heck? What am I doing? Doing as much damage as I can. This is not going to be looking good here. I don't think we won this. Cross Chop. Another Cross Chop. Drifblim doesn't have enough health to survive, I don't think. Can we do it, folks? Oh my gosh, we did it. And we're taking the win. Drifblim Showcase, there you go. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Turn notifications on, and I'll be catching you all in my next video. Take care, trainers.